Sad boys, sad boys, sad boys, sad boys,
Yep.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
Well,
sad boys, can I get it on? Sad boys.
Welcome to the Sad Bois
yeah.
podcast, the podcast of Parker and Gabe,
and Zack and Clayton.
Yeah.
We're changing that intro up a little bit this time, just
we got a special episode today.
Yeah. We talked about it last week on the final episode from Friday, but we're here. We're with Clayton Davis and Zack. You never told me your last name.
Randolph. That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah. So Zack Randolph, and yeah, they're Behold the Brave, super awesome band. And yeah, we're gonna ask them some fun questions.
Yeah. You guys want to say anything from the beginning, from the get-go?
Don't hold me accountable for anything I say. That's about
This is not a confession tape by any means.
Yeah.
It can't be used against him in the court of law.
This is fiction. Yes.
Yeah, so welcome to the Sad Bois podcast. In this episode, Parker's literally just fangirling. He's just crying a lot. He cried the whole way to Chattanooga today.
I did, honestly. I was super
great.
excited. But yeah, I was telling you guys earlier, like, I've been a huge fan for years now, actually. Since, I was telling you, like, on SoundCloud, you guys have put out that EP, Lost in the Woods.
Yeah.
Was that the name of it?
Yeah,
Exactly.
that was
It was
it,
Lost
yeah.
in the Woods. And, yeah, I've been listening for a minute, to say the least. So I'm, like, I kind of am very much fangirling.
He's
I'm
like,
super
as soon
excited.
as I got in the car, he's like, "All right, Gabe, here we go." And I'm like, "All right, you good?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, yeah. I'm just so fucking excited. Fuck yeah, dude. Let's get it. Yeah.
But yeah, I think let's just hit the ground running, honestly.
Okay.
So, first off, I feel like a good way to start an interview like this, where we're kind of like, our listeners are learning about you guys, because some of them may not know about Behold the Brave or like the music, but kind of just like an intro to y'all. Like, when did you guys like first learn that you were musical? Like, I know you talked about it a little bit on the audio tree, where you guys like talked about like the first instruments you played, but when did you realize like, oh shit, I'm actually pretty good at this. I actually kind of know what I'm doing.
Still haven't.
Yeah,
figured it
I don't think I ever had that moment.
out. No.
Well, you definitely fooled us.
No.
Got
I don't know, man. It's just one of those things where I feel like us as a band, and it's almost been a bad thing to a certain extent. We've never been the band to like, I guess, be super boastful or in that sense or something. I don't know. We were talking about that earlier, how stupid it is nowadays that any band who's not just making millions of dollars would have some sort of rock star complex. Because it's like, dude, get over yourself.
Yeah.
Just look through Facebook of the local bands and you'll see that, like, you know, not that, just to say that it's like, just because you have a video on Instagram or whatever these days isn't. But no, we've never been the band that's like really boasted and pushed ourselves really hard like that. So I guess it was more of like other people validating us, like saying, like us winning, like that's how we recorded that Lost in the EP record. Was we did a battle of the bands at Lee University.
Shut up.
There you go,
Shout out.
alma mater. And yeah, we won that and recorded that Lost in the Woods thing. And they were going to hook us up with another guy at the Life Care Center studio, but we decided, we were like, well, let's take advantage of this opportunity, and we hired Tyler Orr, who we were stoked on because he had done some stuff with As Cities Burn, and at the time we were like, As Cities Burn! And we thought it was like the coolest thing ever. And then, so anyways, we did that, and when he came in and ran the show in this crazy studio in Life Care Center. Have you guys, it's in Cleveland.
The big, like...
It's for old people.
Yeah, the big tower.
Yeah.
They have a ridiculous studio.
They have like easily over $1 million studio in
Is
there.
it in that location?
Yeah.
It's off, what is that, Key Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, that main
What the
street.
hell?
It's right there. In that, it's got like that fountain in the front.
Yeah.
and then, back in there. It's like in the back corner. It was in the
You
back.
know, I've actually been in there before.
I didn't know that
Yeah,
existed.
Lead singers go in there.
Yeah,
and
I've
do
been in there
stuff.
because I was hanging out with one of them, and they were like, "Hey, can you?" Or I was going to pick one of them up. And
Yeah.
Like, I went inside and I was like, "Whoa."
You go around back and
Yeah,
you go through that way.
It was.
That's kinda
now
badass.
now I've totally forgot about that, but I know exactly what you're talking about now because it's just a crazy setup in there. I had no idea that that's where you guys recorded that either. So that's like kind of like a cool little
There
fun
you go,
fact.
yeah,
to-
right
to-
there.
That's super badass.
Yeah.
And it was sponsored. Well, I guess they sponsored the event or something. I guess since lead singers were in there, they had an in with that. So Lee was like, "Yeah, we'll give you studio time." So, anyways, that's what we did. We did that, and it was like a little 5-song EP with Tyler Orr. And we finished whatever we couldn't do. Finished in time span, just in his little studio at his house. He had like a vocal booth there. And by that time, we were just like on the vocals anyway, so it didn't matter that much.
That's super cool.
So did you guys all meet at Lee?
Mhm.
Were you guys all Lee students or Clevelandites or
Me and Zack played in a band together when I was a senior in high school, and he was a freshman in college. And then that band broke up, and then 3 of us from that band started Behold the Brave.
Mhm.
It was our original drummer that was different from Jeremiah. His name was Andrew Habermas.
Sure.
Also a Lee alumni.
Yeah, I feel like I've actually heard that name before.
Habermas.
In like the music department, I've just heard people talk about him being pretty good.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was human metronome robot. Not robot, but he was really, really good, dude. He was solid drummer.
Yeah.
He's like a drummer's drummer kind of thing.
Sure.
Drummer's drummer.
Yeah.
Drummer's drummer. He was good.
Wow. Okay, so
So we met, yeah.
oh, sorry, I totally cut you off there.
No, it's cool. Yeah, so we did that, and then went to college, and then met Joel, and then
Mhm.
Joel started playing bass.
Yep.
And then it was like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing that I want to like kind of go back to is because what you said about like local bands having that like rock star mentality kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know, it kind of seems like a weird thing because I feel like to some degree you kind of have to prepare like you're bigger than you are.
Yeah.
How do you like kind of navigate that and like find the line between like preparing for things but not being just like a cocky asshole, you know?
It's a very fine line to walk.
Yeah.
I feel like I struggle with all the time still. Like, it's really, that's what was cool about having someone help us out, like getting a manager, is because you got someone who can like say all the stuff that you kind of have to say, but you don't really want to say because you're like, I'm not really that arrogant asshole. I don't want to be the guy that's like talking myself up.
Yeah.
Like, none of us are the guys that would just like blow ourselves up like in that way. And so it was nice having a manager who would do that for you. But like the fine line is, it's hard, man. There's some bands that nail it.
Yeah.
That are just creatively, and they can like put themselves out there at the same time and still be vulnerable and like cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all have those bands that we like that you're like, oh, dude, they're still like, they still know they're awesome, but you're like, I still want to be their friend.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I don't know how to describe it. You know what I mean? Though?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, just, I don't know, because I feel like everybody at least has heard stories about, especially with like celebrities and stuff, and being like, yeah, I ran into this guy at this spot and he was just a total dick. And it's like, I don't know, nobody wants to be that, but once you're big, I feel like it's kind of easy to fall into that.
Oh yeah, sure, I could see that. It could get annoying after a while. That's what I'm saying. If you're not making millions of dollars, then it's like, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
What makes you better than me? You have some videos on Facebook. You know what I mean? Though?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that people shouldn't do that, and I don't support that. But I'm saying like,
Yeah. Just be
we're
a cool
all
dude.
people.
Yeah, be
Yeah.
chill.
So
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, let's see what else we got here. So this is kind of, well, you wanted to ask this.
We kind of went over it.
Yeah.
That's what it's...
Well, not necessarily like, so what was like the band scene like
Yeah.
whenever you guys like first started as like Behold the Brave itself, like in particular? Was it like, did that EP blow up and then you were like playing shows, or were you playing shows and because I know you said the Battle of the Bands, and so you got the EP, but so that kind of answers the question a little bit. But from there, what was it like? Was it a lot of shows, or did you kind of like start touring because you got that manager, and how did that kind of come to be?
I feel like after we made that EP, we had been playing shows before at the Warehouse, which is like this all ages venue in East Ridge that our buddy Casey opened. His name's Casey Whitaker. Shout out Casey Whitaker. Good dude, awesome dude. But he was like very into the hardcore scene a lot.
Okay. And
so he wanted to open a venue in Chattanooga that could like house those bands, and he played in a band called Within, and they were like pretty big, kind of like before our time kind of thing, where we had like come around and they were like, they had already made their impact, I feel like. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
And they were killing it. I mean, there was a lot of kids that really liked them, but it was kind of like, you know, but they had broken up and those things. But anyways, so he opened this venue, and we all were friends with him. We started working at this venue. And before we were even really a band, we were working at the venue, and then we started wanting. That kind of like sparked us to want to play and be in the band. Yeah, and we could get a show there easy because we knew Casey, and it wasn't the kind of place where it was like a bar and they're like, "How many people can you bring out?" Blah 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 blah. It was just like, "Yeah, sure, you want to play? You can open up for whoever." Mm-hmm. So we got validation that way too, I guess. People were like, "Yeah, you guys are cool, and this is awesome, and whatever." So I guess. But yeah, we were playing shows mostly there and like all ages venues around town. I wouldn't say we played out of town too much.
Not often. We never really toured too hard. We've never been the year-round tour type band.
No. Yeah, we've never really done that.
Ooh, yeah, I'm interested too. So, okay. So what's it like just like opening for people? Because, you know, I don't know, I feel kind of shitty saying this, but like, I feel like I've definitely been to shows where it's like, you're like, I'm here for just the headliner, and the opener is not doing it for me. Yeah. Have you like experienced that, where you're like, I can tell that the crowd is not digging this?
Yeah, we watched that video today of the.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, but also, yes, I mean, there's both. There's good and bad.
Yeah.
There's so many factors that go into getting a crowd into it. You know what I mean? It's like trying to approach a girl that you think is hot. Mm-hmm. You know, there's like a million approaches, and you can totally blow it, and she will never want to talk to you again. Or you can fucking, you know what I mean? Spice it up, and she wants to talk to you again. But yeah, I think this show we got some random show. It was actually awesome. I don't know how we got it, but we played at House of Blues in New Orleans.
Oh my god!
Holy fuck!
Yeah, it was sick. It was for this Journey cover band. These like guys that they were a little older than us, taking awesome. Shots of Jägermeister. They were cool. We got to take shots of them. Super awesome dudes. But yeah, so we got on that show. So the crowd wasn't necessary. I feel like we're more of like a college crowd. Yeah. And it was more of like older folks, you know, like middle-aged people. Mm-hmm. I mean, they were there to get down, but
they wanted to get down the Journey song.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that was one of the first times where we had a huge crowd that was just kind of like,
interesting.
I don't know how they feel about this. We like finished the song and you could kind of see everybody just like, you know. And I don't know if it was because we started out, because we watched a video today randomly. We were trying to get videos together for this promo stuff, and it was like we started out with that song. We're like, we started with that song? I'm like, no wonder everybody was kind of like weirded out.
What song was it? Do you remember?
It was The Sheriff.
I love The Sheriff.
I know.
But again, like we said, I'm going to fangirl this whole episode, but I love that song. I think it's one of my favorite songs.
Well, I think in a crowd where it is like a bunch of people your age and like everyone's there to like push around and party. It's like
it's a great opener.
It works.
Not for a Journey crowd.
No, we should have started out with like the most like mom jam song we had.
Yeah. The hits.
But that was probably one of the times where you're just like, people were not digging this.
But did the experience of playing House of Blues kind of outweigh that in the moment for y'all? Like when you got off stage, you're like, shit, I just played House of Blues and I don't really care what the crowd thought, because it was like you said, validation. We kind of talked about validation for a second.
Right,
Like I just played the fucking House of Blues.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know.
that had just been shooting Jaeger all night.
Yeah. I
With
mean,
a Journey cover band.
Yeah.
that definitely outweighed the fact